I think I want an EV. If you're like most people, when you hear that, you think someone else is buying a Tesla. Or maybe you're thinking of something like a slow, underpowered smart car. Well, I'm a tech guy. And not just a guy who works in the tech field, but a guy who really enjoys playing with technology. So when I decided I wanted to buy an EV, I wanted more than a car with a solitary screen in the middle. Contrary to popular belief, a screen in the middle doesn't automatically say that this car is technologically advanced. My thought is, the fun tech that you can find in an ICE vehicle, there's no excuse for it not to be in an EV. After all, there's no reason for an electric car to go backwards in technology. But I don't have to have every technological advance for it to be what I want. There are some things that might be missing that really aren't going to be showstoppers for me, like having a sunroof or massaging seats, for example. But there are other things that will completely eliminate a vehicle from the running, like not having Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, or being pushed to start. So what I'm saying is, buying a car is subjective. What makes a vehicle a winner in my eyes may not do the same for you. So if you're looking for a video that tells you what you should look for in a vehicle, this is not the one. It's purely what I looked for and why I chose the one I did. So what did I decide on, you may ask? No, seriously, go ahead and ask. This is what the whole video is about, so you might as well ask, so at least you can feel like it's interactive. Because I'm going to tell you anyway. After doing all my research, I decided on the Polestar 2, because it checked almost all the boxes I had laid out for myself. A big bonus was that it had Android Automotive. Not just Android Auto, Android Automotive. The downside, though, it was under my self-imposed 300-mile range battery. There was a lot to like to that car, but I had told myself 300 miles would be the minimum range that I would require in order to get an EV. Then, get this, my wife sends me a link to a car. Now, she's not into EVs at all. She could not care less about seeing a Lucid Air pass by on the road, but she saw this car and thought I would like the look of it. She could not have been more correct. At the time, I was driving a Cadillac SRX. Now, this car looks like the SRX's bigger, classier brother. But it takes more than looks to interest me. But holy cow, looks help so much. So I started doing my research. It's electric. Check. Range, 312 miles. Check. Android Automotive. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And it too is a Cadillac. Before I go on, some of you may be wondering why there's an Android Automotive and an Android Auto. Well, let me tell you. Google has always been really bad about naming things. But I digress. Android Auto, like Apple CarPlay, basically lets certain apps run from your phone and do their things on the vehicle's display, while Android Automotive requires 0 phones. The software itself runs fully on your vehicle, independent of any phone. So Google Maps, Waze, Spotify, all of that running directly on your car's version of Android. Now, your entire infotainment system is running Android Automotive OS. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Chevy, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, Nissan, Mitsubishi, and Volvo all will have vehicles coming out running Android Automotive. So for me, that pretty much eliminates the need for it to also have Android Auto. But fortunately, they didn't make the car just for me. So it will have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and they will function wirelessly, so you don't even need to plug in order to get your phone's apps to show up on the screen there. Remember what I was saying earlier about the touchscreen? Well, instead of a standard, we've superglued a tablet to the middle of your car look, the Lyriq went with a 33-inch diagonal LED display that curves towards the driver in one continuous screen. And we all know, the bigger, the better.
Are we not saying phrasing anymore?
I drive a lot for my job. I used to fly a lot, but after flight cancellations and so many layovers, it became more cost-effective and just plain old faster to drive. So long road trips dictate that I either use cruise control or pay a lot for speeding tickets. So I wanted to make sure I had adaptive cruise control in my next car. Once again, the Lyric raised the bar. With the software update, it will have Super Cruise available. For those of you unfamiliar with Super Cruise, it's the hands-free driving system that completely handles everything for you. From lane keeping, acceleration, and braking depending on traffic. Lane changes using the cameras, radar, and LiDAR to keep you safely on the road. But it only works on compatible roads, which in my case happens to be all the ones I frequent during my traveling from state to state. And unlike some other systems, it uses head tracking software to make sure you're paying attention to the road. So as long as you're meeting those steps, the car is happy to let you take your hands off the wheel and enjoy the ride. Now we move past the things that I need to have for my next vehicle and jump into the cool to have features. Since I'll be spending a lot of time enjoying the ride, I should bring up the sound system. Now, almost any new car you buy is going to sound good. And I'm not a big fanboy of any speakers over another, and I couldn't tell you if I was listening to Dolby Surround versus some other fancy sound named Audiophile Talk. I just know that most new cars agree with my music choices. So even with that very low bar, Cadillac still thought of a way to stand out even to people like me who enjoy just being able to hear their music. The Lyric comes equipped with a 19-speaker AKG system. 2 of those 19 speakers are in the driver's headrest, and 2 more are in the passenger's headrest, to give a full surround sound experience. Not only that, but the sound system also provides an incredible amount of noise cancellation inside the vehicle. The Lyric's next-generation active noise cancellation, and I quote, intelligently measures road vibration and uses the AKG speaker system to actively cancel road-induced noise. That technology, coupled with the rigorous wind tunnel testing and acoustic laminated glass, turns traditional road noise into a symphony of solitude. Apparently, it judges how much road noise you would be hearing and just turns up the quiet on the speakers? My wife and I recently purchased a new Equinox that does the auto shut-off of the engine when you stop at red lights and whatnot. We pulled up to a light and it shut off, and we both looked at each other, admiring how quiet it was. Now imagine that for the entirety of your drive. There were a few other reasons I chose the Lyric. Maybe one day I'll put those into a video as well. But right now I need to find out what it is that's going to happen about these tax credits. So I will talk with you guys later.